All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into the book of Revelation and, specifically chapter 12,
Mm.
because it just feels, well, it feels like a total interruption. You're moving along from chapters 1 to 11, and then boom, you hit this. It's like a structural rewind.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the ultimate cosmic flashback. And our source material really confirms that feeling.
Mhm.
Chapters 11 and 15 feel like they should connect, but then you get this huge section, chapters 12, 13, and 14, dropped right in the middle.
So why? What's the point of this massive sidebar?
Well, it's all about context. It's basically condensing the entire history of spiritual conflict, from creation all the way to the final judgment. It's answering the big question, why is all of this happening?
Okay, so it's the big picture. Let's unpack the key players here, starting with the woman in verse 1. I mean, the imagery is incredible. Clothed to the sun, the moon at her feet, a crown of 12 stars. Who is she?
The material is pretty insistent here. She isn't just Mary, and she isn't only the physical nation of Israel. She represents the entire lineage of God's faithful people, the covenant people.
Yeah.
You can trace it back through Abraham, Jacob, his 12 sons, basically anyone who believes and obeys God's word.
Got it. And the male child she gives birth to, that's obviously Jesus Christ.
No question.
But that one verse, I mean, it covers his entire life, birth, ministry, death, resurrection, and then it just says he was caught up to God and to his throne. Why that detail? Why focus on the ascension?
Because that's the turning point. The ascension is what marks the dragon's definitive defeat, at least his defeat in heaven.
The dragon, okay, let's talk about him. Identified as Satan, the devil, the serpent of old.
Right. And the symbols for him are all about his capability. The 7 heads, that's immense wisdom. The 10 horns, that's incredible power and authority. And it's all focused on one thing: devour the male child.
And when that fails?
When that fails, he turns all that power and wisdom toward persecuting the woman, the people of faith.
Right.
Once Jesus is on the throne, the war shifts entirely to earth.
So you've got these 3 main characters: the woman, the child, the dragon. And the central plot that ties it all together is just this war.
Absolutely. The source argues that the entire flow of human history is driven by this spiritual war. All the chaos, the injustice, the world slide into greed. It's not random. It's a calculated spiritual campaign that started when Satan was cast down to earth.
And it's not a new campaign either. The material brings up all these Old Testament examples: Cain killing Abel, Pharaoh ordering the male children to be killed, King Herod.
Exactly. Those aren't just isolated tyrants. The source frames them as historical attempts by the dragon to cut the line of faith before Christ could even arrive. He uses politics, ideologies, and powerful people as his puppets.
So after Christ ascends, the persecution just continues. The woman flees into the wilderness for 12,260 days.
Right, which is a symbolic number, 3.5 years. It signifies a determined but also a short period of time. It's not endless.
But what is this wilderness? Is it a literal, physical hiding place?
No, and this is maybe the biggest insight in the chapter. The place prepared by God isn't some bunker in the desert. The texts are very clear. The refuge is a life of sustained obedience according to God's word.
So obedience is the protection.
Obedience is the protection. The wilderness is where God nurtures his people. It's where they're refined, where they learn to discard everything that is not needed in that eternal heaven. It's about crucifying the desires of this world.
So bringing this all together, what's the ultimate point of this chapter for you listening now?
It's to give you spiritual discernment. That's the key.
The understanding that the invisible spiritual world is what's actually governing the visible world.
Yes. So when you see wars, disasters, cultural chaos, you don't just see headlines. You understand it's the result of the dragon's hidden plots. It gives you a foundation so you're not shaken by everything you see on the news.
So here's the final thought. Since the spiritual war works by stimulating our natural human instincts and desires, what does it really mean to live as light and salt today? To live that life of active obedience in the wilderness without just compromising with the world, and instead bringing those desires under control. Something for you to think about this week.